Martin, widzimy się właśnie z Fun Lovin Criminals.
I signed a tape. I don't think I've ever signed a tape. I might have signed a tape, but I wouldn't remember.
Okay.
Mine's quite recent because my younger brother, who had this fantastic indie band, put his album out just 2 years ago on a cassette. And I was like, "What are you doing cassettes for?" You know, and he went, "It's all the rage." Yeah, it was like that. Everyone's doing cassettes again. So mine's quite recent, but I do remember most of my cassettes were blank cassettes, and I'd make my own, what's now known as a playlist, I suppose.
Mixtapes.
Yeah, I'd record my own on blank TDK 90s.
Get the,
Max,
he went for the
yeah.
90, the thin tape. Yeah, I loved cassettes growing up because they were always a little bit cheaper than the CDs. So in the 80s, it was like just buy up all the tapes. And it's good to know that there's some Fun Lovin Criminal cassettes out there.
You know?
Yeah.
What was
Do
it?
you want to share
What cassette was it?
It was Jackie Wilson.
Okay.
In 1960.
Your Love Keeps Lifting Me Higher.
Okay.
Ah, very good.
But it was a re-release, so it was like 1986 or 87. It was on some advert, and then it got into the pop charts.
Levi Jeans advert, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it could have been that, but I was just a boy, but it was like, wow, the video was all like plastic animations and obviously great singer.
I had some of the early electro. Remember the electro albums?
Oh, okay.
Electro 1, 2, 3. I think I had like between 6 and Electro 9, which was great because it had Roxanne Shante song on Electro 9.
Electric Boogaloo.
No, not Electric Boogaloo. But yeah, them cassettes were cool.
My first cassette was Hooked on Classics because we'd drive from New York to Florida once a year on like a family trip. And we'd always jam Hooked on Classics over and over again. My favorite cassette I had was Low End Theory, Tribe Called Quest, but I don't know what happened to that tape.
Okay.
Noise floor. Well, you know, it's funny because here at Starry Manez in Gdańsk, the noise floor is high. So it's always kind of cool. It's what's missing with CDs and digital stuff, which is great to listen to as well, but we like our music a bit noisy, a bit rough around the edges, so it's cool. Tapes suck because, you know, they snap or break, especially the longer cassettes for mixtapes.
They'd
so
wear out as well. They'd start wobbling and all that.
That was horrible. Everyone knows the tape comes out the car and all the tape's loose, and it's like, motherfucker, you got to do all that again. So, but I mean,
Problem.
I personally, I love vinyl, so that's like, I'll stick with vinyl forever because vinyl has the least amount of problems. It's just big, but cassettes are cool.
Big and heavy.
That's pretty accurate. You know, we were never trying to be a hip-hop group. When we first started at the Limelight in the 90s, we didn't, you know, have money for instruments and stuff. We didn't have a drummer. So it was sort of the most hip-hop at that time, but we really wanted to play instruments. And when we got a deal, went into the studio, the Magic Shop in New York, to record, we got all these great instruments and, you know, really got to experiment with what was sampled music, you know, like hip-hop music. So, yeah, it's cool. I like Depeche Mode, big time, yeah. I had their cassettes as well. Music for the Masses, Some Great Reward. I collect all this. I even had them stacked up like this. There you go. I do. I love hip hop and rap music. I've listened since I was a young kid, and I've always loved it. Yeah.
Okay.
East Coast New York for me, but I love Dre as well, you know, and I would say Roots Maneuver for the UK, you know, one of the best rappers, but that's what I like.
Well, it was massive for me, right? You know, growing up and at the birth of hip hop, and I used to be a b-boy dancer, so I used to listen to really old hip hop, even before everyone was like tripping on Run DMC and Public Enemy and all them. I'm like talking like Phaso and 555 from London, and you know, they were massive at the time for b-boy dancers. And then even some of like the more funk music, which, you know, hip-hop kind of ripped off a lot of them breakbeats and funk and created hip-hop. So, but yeah, I mean, it was massive for me. Run DMC was huge for me. That was a game changer, you know. When they come along, it was like, holy shit, you know. And I know there was, you know, you kind of, some of the rappers that were up in Queens that started them early block parties, and were before Run DMC, but they really did it for me, which then led me into Public Enemy, which then led me into the Beastie Boys, and then all the newer ones, and obviously Biggie, and you know, I loved his flow. I thought
Puffy, he's a big fan.
Yeah, Puffy,
He's been to the white parties
I've been
a
to
few
the
times,
parties.
but Frank got out of there before it got nuts.
I sold him a load of dodgy oil, baby
Yeah.
oil.
And
yeah.
when you were born, you were conceived at
In one of the white rooms, weren't you?
in the white parties, I think, or that was the Limelight, the back room upstairs. For those that know. Yes.
I like
Good
Diggable
moving.
Planets.
Diggable the Planet,
Yeah,
innit?
they were on, when we got signed to EMI, Diggable Planets was also signed with a new Blowout Comb, which is a great, very hard cassette to find, very hard vinyl, but a great album of theirs, and Gangstar was, so it was a good, like 96, 95, 96.
And again,
great years.
De La Soul were massive. Yeah,
Of
De La
course,
Soul,
the
we love
Native
De La
Tongues,
Soul.
all the
Yeah.
classics, we love it, we know our hip hop.
Well,
The 90s is not bad.
mine was from 80s, not the 90s. I
We
got
loved
into-
it, but my favorite era is the boom bap, you know.
Okay.
What would you say, Naive Ray? Naimski.
100% Colombian.
Okay.
Just
That's fun.
personally, that's, you know,
We've toured it. We toured that record's 25th anniversary, which
Yeah.
is great. I like, it's like, you know, there's so many songs on the records I like, and that's what I love about performing with these guys is that we get to play 20 odd songs for everybody, and we switch it up every night, so it's hard to pick a favorite. Tonight I like We're All Very Worried About You, but I also love Hot City Nights. I think that new track is, I think, a funky one to play live.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends what you discover. I discovered that one first for me,
Okay.
so that has the biggest impression now. But maybe for Frank, it's got to be the first album or
I
before that,
don't
the
know.
EP, right?
What do I go back to? What do I go back and listen to?
Yeah.
I don't really. I'm too busy
Yeah, like-
coming up with new stuff.
Once he-
Facts, you know what I mean? I ain't
Once he
got fucking
pushes
time.
it out, once he pushes it out to you, it's yours.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have it. Do what you want with it.
Okay.
The albums I go back to are all the Prince albums.
Okay.
Every day, I listen to a Prince album
Okay.
without fail.
He was a big enough fan to let us sample his movies, the
Okay.
sound from it, so that's great. I don't know, you'd have to ask him. I know we met his wife at the time, Mira Sorvino, you know, Paul Sorvino's daughter, who was Paulie in Goodfellas. We met her at some fashion party in New York, a saffron related.
married to her now?
No, they divorced. But, and she's actually very cool. Mira Sorvino, I give her props out there. The Mira Sorvino, she kicks ass. She's just a really good person if you see what she believes, her values and stuff. But we saw her at the party. She's like, oh my God, you guys, Quentin was just playing your album over and over again, like at the most annoying time. Which is great. He probably played it once, so
Okay.
when she was there.
I think it will come out next summer, probably towards the back end or right in the middle. We'd like it to come out at the end of August.
There'll be dribs and drabs during the summer, which is a great time to release music, and some of the songs on this album are made for some tailored for the summer. But
We want to go on tour. We want to do a proper worldwide tour of the new album in September, so it really needs to come out that week
Yeah.
before. Do you know what I mean, or something?
Okay.
But we're excited about that. We pretty much more or
Finished
less
it.
finished writing it and recording most of it, so we just have to send it to our boy Tim Latham, ISP, who's been on loads of hip hop records, producing and engineering, mixing albums. Tim Latham,
Massive.
the international sound pimp, and respect to him dealing with the Asheville flooding from that bitch hurricane Helena or whatever her name was, because his whole house is craziness. But yeah, good.
He's like a fourth
Member.
really. Nothing can go out into the world until he's got his ears on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We can make you a cassette. We got some of them, if Frank's got some of them TDK 90s. We almost did cassettes and CDs for like merch on tour, but instead it was like vinyl. We got some CDs, but
maybe
memory
we should. Maybe we should.
About that.
Maybe we
The
should.
thing is
It
funny-
wouldn't cost a lot, and there's a company in Leicester that do it.
it's like it maybe the young kids that are all into cassettes now again, which is cool. I'm all for it. Is for them, you know. My daughter for Christmas wants a DVD player. I was like, hold on a second.
What do you want one of them for?
She just wants it
A
for her
Walkman.
reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a DVD. Yeah.
Get her
No,
one.
she wants the one that has the little screen.
Yeah, yeah.
So anywhere I go, it's like, yeah, it's
I
called
think
your
I-
Switch. It's called your iPad. It's called.
I've got one of them, but tell her it's pink. If she's not getting one of Layla's
It
old
looks
ones.
like there's some chow. We're
Oh,
looking forward to a poster. Go for it.
2 more. Yeah, I have a box full up in the attic, but I don't think I have. I don't have anything to play them on, but I have, and also my missus has got loads of 80s pop. You know,
Cassettes, that's
Rick
great.
Astley
They're probably
and
they're the
Cold
best.
Cut and all that.
I used to
crap.
imagine them sounding warped.
Yeah.
I've got all the, lost all my cassettes a long time ago, but what I managed to save, I've got pretty much all these. Then I have our first FLC demo on cassette, doesn't even have a case, it's just this tape.
Yeah.
And then I actually, if you go even further back, I have my first trumpet, when I was playing trumpet as a kid, I have that on cassette, which is like to get into college.
I'm sure your
It's
brother told me about that.
It's horrible. I also have my first handbell when I was in a handbell choir. I have
for
that
fuck's
cassette too. It
Stop
just goes
talking.
on and on. I love
Stop
cassettes.
talking.
That's true. A lot of music.
The handbells thing. We're going to reissue that at Christmas.
Naeem would love it. Naeem would love it. I should get it up on iTunes. I don't know why I don't. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, cool.
Okay, thank you for the interview.
Here you got another question.
Can you sign the cassettes?
Of course. Yeah, no problem. I look forward to that. That's great. That's cool.
Tak,
You know, it was because I think, Frank was on one of these,
Ah,
and
okay.
Naeem is in spirit.
1, 2, 3, and I come with the redneck style. Cause you know I'm getting paid by the mile like Avis. I paid this, I saved this, everybody smile. And that gracious, see I rob banks, I pull pranks. Sometimes I eat pranks and conditions. Best wishes, I'm vicious, but here I am again like CNN. Delivering my friend. Stick 'em up, punk, it's the fun loving criminal. Stick 'em up, punk, it's the fun loving criminal. Stick 'em up, punk, it's the fun loving criminal. Stick 'em up, punk, it's the fun loving criminal. Yes, we bug a lot and my friends is loud in and out.
That's really cool, man. It's really cool how you
Thank
got.
you.
It's just a cool thing that someone actually really is that into the tapes,
And I never ever say die. I never take myself too seriously. Cause everybody know fat birds don't fly.